lesson. So in today's lesson, we're going to be looking at under vectors. We're going to be looking how to find the unity vector. How to find the unity vector. Alright, so for one to find the unity vector, one needs to know the formula for finding the unit vector. So the formula for finding unit vector is equal to vector divided by the magnitude of that vector. Alright, so now let's look at an example. So the question reads, P and Q have positions vectors 2i minus j and negative 3i plus 4j respectively. The cosine of the angle between P and Q is negative 2 divided by the square root of 5. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is you need to correct the points of P, the coordinates for P and Q. So how do we do that? We know that under vectors, I simply means the x-axis and j simply means the y. Same applies to this point here. So if you were to get those 2 points, you are to say, looking at our first vectors here for P, we have a 2 in front of I, which means this is what? A 2 on the x place there. Then j will be our y, which is negative 1 there. Then our q here, our a is supposed to be negative 3 here, not a but negative 3. So these are the coordinates you have gotten from the equation. Just get the numbers in front of these these letters, in other words. Okay, so once you've gotten the coordinates, what you need to do next, you need to find this vector. You need to find this vector. And how do you do that? You simply say vector PQ is equals to position vector of Q minus position vector of P. Alright, so there you substitute the coordinates. You're going to say negative 3 or minus open bracket P there, this. So when you reach this point, you can simplify further by saying negative 3 minus negative 2 to give us positive positive, or negative 5 rather. Negative minus negative number to give it a positive. So just add 3 plus 5, 3 plus 2 give us negative 5. Then here at the bottom there, negative and negative will give us positive. So we're going to have a solid 5 there. So this is the vector PQ is equals to VC. So once you have found this vector, this is a vector supposed to be in top. Now we need to find the magnitude. So how do we find the magnitude? You simply say, okay, the magnitude of vector PQ is equals to square root of x squared plus y squared if you are dealing with one coordinates, which is this one we're going to use. So when you substitute there, our x value will be this number on top here. So we're going to have square root open bracket negative 5 squared plus open bracket 5 squared. This will give us square root of 25 plus another 25 there. We're going to get the square root of 50. In other words, you can simplify it further by saying, since we know that when we multiply 25 by 2, we're going to get the same answer here. So we can simply say, what is the square root of 25? We know it's 5, so we can say square root of 5 as our magnitude. So once you have gotten your magnitude and your vector here, we just apply this formula here. We say that unit vector is equals to vector divided by the magnitude of the same vector. So to write it properly, you're going to say the unit vector is equals to our vector. What did we find? We find that one, which is divided by 5 by this. So that's how you find your vector unit. So that's how you find the what? Your vector unit. I hope you have learned one or two things.